Folks, when I say we're in danger, Think Progress says they want our funding shut off, whatever that means. And Media Matters got caught in their own memo saying they wanted to infiltrate media organizations to destroy them, to sabotage. I mean, these are military operations. These are globalist, frontline commissars for the takeover. They are the collaborator agents. I mean, I've talked to people that work inside that facility, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and they say it's got higher security than basically the White House. Well, yeah, because it is the White House. It's the banker house. It's an NSA hub. Go ahead.
To be exposed, then we have to demand transparency. Now, if this is a non-governmental organization, even though I understand what you're saying and I agree with that completely, the fact is technically this organization has to show a certain amount of transparency and accountability. And I think it's time the American people insist upon that.
Media Matters is tax-free and runs around saying it's their job to destroy alternative media. Infiltrate and destroy. Look it up. It was even in Politico. And Politico thought it was cute. Oh, they're going to infiltrate the alternative media from within and sabotage it. I mean, imagine if a memo came out where I said I was going to infiltrate, say, the Dallas Morning News, and I was going to sabotage them. I would be arrested for conspiracy to commit crimes. So
said that you had gone that far and done that, and there was no question or investigation of it. And this guy, Potok, this morning, basically did that. And what amazed me is certainly no one interviewing him, and to my knowledge, nobody else.
Well, they are listening right now. They are listening right now. What do you want to say to them?
Well, I want to say to them that if they are so worried about watching everybody else and determining their level of patriotism and whether they fit the model of a good American, then they should set the example, and they should be transparent and forthcoming about their own operations and about their own funding and basically who they are and what is it that they represent, particularly in the area of funding. I mean, it is a tax-exempt organization, and they do have a legal obligation. Now, I'm only asking them as good Americans to live up to their legal obligation to make these facts transparent.
Well, that's another point. All over the country, last time I checked, over 1,000 Tea Party groups have been audited and shut down for no reason. Why does Media Matters get to be tax-free when it's publicly run by White House officials and has weekly meetings, and Think Progress is publicly funded by George Soros and has the White House transition chief as its head? I mean, why is the White House calling for me to be basically shut down with a tax-free organization? Can you imagine if I tried to be tax-free, Ron, what would happen?
Oh, first off, you would never be given a designated status by the Internal Revenue Service. And if you were, the second you went 1 inch out of line, you know that they'd bring a hammer down on you if that were to even happen. But they wouldn't even designate you as a tax-exempt organization. But the point is this. The larger point is they're watching everybody. They admit just about that and making judgments about thousands, maybe millions of people for all I know. Who's watching the watchers?
Well, by the way, they've got this whole chicken neck cover. They're very dangerous people.
Even the man's disposition, if you heard him talk, and if you've ever seen him before, and if you heard him talk in this morning's interview, the man is drooling, dripping, oozing with arrogance, oozing with a sense of, I have power and, you know.
Oh, I know. It's disgusting. And you know what? They do have power. They've taken this country over. It's theirs now, and they're got TV shows coming out on ABC TV where called Founding Fathers, where Texas gun owners are bad. I mean, they've got shows coming out where families are bad, fathers are bad. Every movie we try to go see for the children, fathers are bad. We're going to do a review of Brave, where the men are bad. And I mean, it's just, look, they run things. All of this is theirs. I mean, they did it, and now they want our guns. And I just can't believe so many police get in these meetings where they badmouth George Washington on video. I've got video of it, and cops call in and say they've seen it and it upsets them. But they say a lot of I mean, any of your buddies that are still in the police department, are any of them waking up, or is there nothing they won't do? If they ordered them like Stalin did to arrest 1 million people and put them in a meat grinder, would they do it?
We've spoken about this. I have called your show since about 2002, and we spoke about this early on. I know I haven't called in the last few years. But I spoke about this back then. As a matter of fact, you actually disagreed with me. You fought me a little bit on this point. And I said, poor Alex doesn't really know. He's trying to be nice. You were trying to be nice is what you were trying to be. but sometimes you have to be truth. That's the nice, you know, not the.
So what did you say? You said the police will put us in meat grinders.
I said that. Remember that? I told you that a long time ago. These are careerists, paramilitarists. These are the type of guys they've hired now ever since the Clinton era.
And they get to fight a bunch of women and children. Drugged out, poisoned Americans. It must be fun to play military with a bunch of zombies. We'll be hosting the InfoWars Nightly News. We're going to be breaking down GMO-fed hamsters become infertile, have stunted growth. Another big study is out on this. Another big scientific study. I mean, there's just so many of these, and this is what we're being fed. They are killing us deader than a hammer, man. They're killing our capacity genetically to have offspring, and that is true death. Man, they're cold-blooded. They said they'd do it, and they're doing it. I just... But, you know, in a way, it's so over the top, they're evil, that I don't worry about myself or my family, because there's... I don't know how to explain it. It's so bad, it's liberating. It's so bad that it just... nothing means anything anymore. I mean, if some guy cuts me off and flips me off, or some big guy bows up to me walking out of a store, I just say yes, sir, to him. Used to, that would just torture me if I didn't beat the daylights out of him. And I would feel like a big wimp. Now I'm just like, yes, sir. Because I realize they're just a brain-damaged zombie being poisoned and prepared for death. I mean, again, status means nothing. Nothing means anything anymore but defeating these people. And my only frustration is I can't do enough. I don't work hard enough to beat these people. We work really hard to bring you this information, and I got a bunch of news I got to in this hour, but a bunch I didn't. I'm going to blitz it tonight. I'm going to make myself cover it all in the nightly news. If you're not a prisonplanet.tv subscriber, it's 15 cents a day. The same username and passcode can be used by 6 people, so it's really 6 memberships for $5.95 a month, and it is your membership that funds us. I want to thank everybody, despite the fact we're in a depression in many areas of the country, recession in others, for supporting us and getting the word out and standing beside us all these years. Our AM and FM affiliates, our sponsors, our listeners. I really want to thank you. And I do the best I can, but I just want you to know I'm honored that you've supported us and that you believe in us. And I care about you. I love you. I love everybody that loves freedom and loves the truth. And it's so painful to see the zombies that serve the New World Order, all the different flavors of them, who think they're winners, who think they're on the winning team. And I wish people like Potok and others would just wake up and realize just how evil this whole system is. I mean, maybe they know about the eugenics, but usually it's compartmentalized. But most people in this evil system, they don't get a memo to avoid the GMO like the Monsanto engineers who do not eat GMO and whose plants don't allow it to be served. That's a big deal. You can look that up. That's London Telegraph, you name it. I remember the first time I heard that like 6 months ago. I didn't know it was like 12-year-old news. And since then, I've been in the news dozens of times. I saw that information and it just blew me away. I'll have to do a little bit of overdrive because I promised to go to Mike. So we'll go to break, come back a little 5-minute, and go to Mike and maybe a few others. But when I take off a few days, you notice I'm calling in the whole time. I'm not really taking off. A lot of times I'm here in the office when I take off every few weeks, a couple days. I'm here trying to get the new reporters in place, the new equipment, the new editing software, the new research, the background, this newspaper I'm launching. And I just wish that I could impart the knowledge, the total commitment that's not even the right word. The knowledge. I mean, I know I'm right. I know, and I have all their admissions. I've got several books over there on the bookshelf written by the White House science czar where he talks about putting stuff in your food and water, which that was written in the 70s. They do. I mean, it's just these are absolute criminal murderers. I mean, I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Somebody's got to stop them.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're living in a science fiction movie. We've got our own species who've set up a predatory psyche, a predatory hierarchy, where we are the prey. By some twist of fate, we the Eloi are the prey, they the Morlocks, the rulers. And I don't like it. And I don't want to give the planet and our whole future over to these people. Things are going to get real crazy real quick. They're not getting ready to go operational with martial law because they're playing games. Let's go ahead and talk to Mike in Mass. Thanks for holding, Mike. We got to you, though. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks for going into overdrive, Alex. I miss the days when you guys used to do about an hour every day. But I had a question real quick. You spoke earlier about, I can't remember his name, some guy who went to a conference talking about how we should kill all of us or most of us. Well, who was that, and where can I get information on that?
There's a whole bunch of them. I mean, who are you talking about? Peter Singer, Dr. Eric Pianka? You're talking about John P. Holdren? You're talking about Ted Turner? You're talking about Prince Charles, Prince Philip, Maurice Strong, United Nations Biological Diversity Assessment, State Department Memorandum 200. I mean, they basically, all of them say it. If you see the director of a major federal health department, go look up their name and population reduction or their name and eugenics. You're not in the ruling elite unless you swear that you want to kill everybody.
Yeah, I guess that's the in vogue, the thing to do these days.
Yeah, since 1850, sure has been. Yep. No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. That took over the British Empire. That's what the whole thing's about.
No, I'm well aware. I've been following Aaron Dykes' assessment of the eugenics movement, and it's very enlightening. The other question, I can't seem to find any information on this. Maybe you remember, maybe a year or two ago during the swine flu thing, Massachusetts tried to pass some legislation for forced inoculations.
Just type in Massachusetts forced inoculations. They were going to force nurses, and then under the health emergency, what's the name of that thing I had trouble with the other day because it's from 2002? They were trying to implement that piecemeal, the Health States Emergency Powers Act, or the Model Health States Emergency Powers Act. There you go. And under that, oh, yeah, but they're already hitting, like any criminal, any pedophile, any drug dealer, they're already hitting our kids. They already shoot them up from Alabama to California. They already line them up and shoot them up. We got big breaking news on that with Mike Adams on Thursday. Knowingly killing us with the vaccines. Just, again, there's no end to their murderousness. But, yeah, that was in the Boston Globe. I bet I can find it right now. Keep talking.
Yeah, well, I was trying to figure out whether or not it had passed because I know it went up for the vote. But specifically, I know that it mentioned how if the governor declares a state of emergency, they can evacuate homes, snatch children, they can...
I mean, I just typed it in. Massachusetts mandatory vaccine bill leads the way to... and it goes on. And it was Mike Adams wrote about it, but then it has links to the local news. Yeah. Arrest for refusal to be decontaminated. Forced quarantine for those who refuse. Illegal imprisonment without charge. Forced vaccinations, $1,000 a day fines, involuntary transportation, government price controls, violation of the 14th Amendment, violation of the 4th Amendment. Yeah, there it is. Isolation camps. And then he's got links to mass.gov. There at the bottom, it's got the mass.gov/Legus, MEMEUHHTM. Yep, there it is, Larry Loving. I'll just copy that and put it in the computer right now and show people. What's on your mind today? Anything else, Loving?
I had an idea, actually, for your show, if you were curious.
Yeah, go ahead. I was telling him punch up my screen. Go ahead. There it is.
Yeah, as like a flanker to the nightly news, maybe if you had somebody like Fritz Springmeier with like more information-dense books to do like a seminar series, like 1 hour a week or something.
I agree. We want to do it all. We want a seminar series, the gun show. We just got to get the people and the infrastructure in place. All right. See you tonight.